So the Monad chain doing absolutely fantastic. Price point, we're going to get into that. TVL, we're going to get into that as well. And then there's an actual extra that I'm going to add into it. A major advantage that you probably don't understand that actually exists with this chain. All right, let's go.
Welcome to the Altcoin Hour, your weekly alpha. Yeah, we breaking down the charts, flipping bags, playing smart, from the dips to the moon shots, connecting all the dots. Let's get it. Altcoin Hour.
Yes, sir. Looking good. Looking good. 2 cents, almost 3%. Within a 24-hour period. Welcome to the show. I have to tell you, I'm very excited to actually talk about one of these major advantages of the Monad chain. We're looking at the price. We got a snapshot of the big picture. You know, we're zooming out. We're looking at the entire lifespan of the coin here, all the way back during lunchtime. We're talking November the 24th, all the way up to this point, guys. We're looking at February the 16th, going into the 17th. But don't forget to subscribe to the channel, guys. Hit the like button. Don't forget to hit that bell too, so you don't miss any future updates, right? So 2 cents up almost 3%. In the 24-hour period, we do see some movement upward in the altcoin sectors. Bitcoin is doing Bitcoin things right now, completely in flux, but you do see some actual separation when it comes to utility. And I want to point that out probably in the live stream tomorrow, so don't miss the live when it comes to these altcoins. And I think a lot of it has to do with that World Liberty Finance ETF basket that was actually announced over the last 3 days ago. You're going to see a lot of that, guys, especially post language. You're going to see a lot of altcoin ETFs, especially with the Grayscale basket, which Monad is a part of that. I saw that, the Monad coin in that list. And that's going to shoot this to the moon because there's utility here, there's substance. Now, you've seen a lot of volatility coming out of the launch, which is pretty natural when it comes to something that's freshly launched. A lot of coins die after this, essentially. On the 18th of December, you've seen a robust movement upward because there's substance here. Now, going into 2026, this year has been pretty rough for every particular altcoin, not only altcoins, but Bitcoin as well. Ethereum sitting at under 2K right now. Solana is under $100 right now. I think it's around $84. So all of the predominant chains are really in a rough patch right now. So utility, that robustness, the substance is going to save a lot of these alts. A lot of the alts that don't have that, they're going to die. It is what it is. So with Monad, we don't have this problem. We definitely don't have this problem. And there's a great advantage I'm going to talk about here towards the end of the video. So don't miss that. Now, when you're coming out of January, you do see the downside, and we'll zoom in a little bit. You see the downside. We got all the way down to 1 cent, guys. We almost added a zero, but you have to understand the actual climate that we're in right now. Everything is in flux, including Bitcoin. A lot of institutional inflow and outflow is happening right now. You have a lot of ETF actions that actually has an effect on these altcoins. And then you have a lot of fear. Retailers in flux as well. Lots of fear, lots of uncertainty. But when you look at the actual trajectory, and I want to move in to the hour snapshot. This is within the last hour, guys. This is a pretty robust movement upward. I'm going to zoom out. And you had a really big buy that came in on February the 10th that actually spiked the chart. And you did see some selling. But look at this trajectory within the last 6 days. All right. Now, this is an hour chart, but I've zoomed in and we're going back from the 10th all the way to February 16th. So this is a week, guys. And this is a very, very robust movement here. Very bullish movement here when you see, and I know you guys can see the trajectory here. It's upward, and then you're consolidating that 2 cents. This is what we want. We're right back where we need to be. Now, there's substance behind this, and that particular substance we're about to talk about. But first, let's go ahead and get into the TVL report. So we're here, TVL report, $255 million. We're back even within a 24-hour period. You look at the stablecoin market cap as well, just below 1 billion when it comes to that particular volume, which is absolutely amazing. When you really think about the youth, the actual time frame that this thing has been online, mainnet, it's pretty healthy, guys. It's making money. The chain is making money as well. I think the actual revenue within a 24-hour period, within this turbulent atmosphere, is just south of $20,000 per 24-hour increment. DEX volume is off the chart as well. So when you talk about exclusivity, let's go ahead and look at that, because within the week, a lot of exclusive activity is up. You're looking at Curvens, which is a lending protocol. It is up. Never Lending, another lending protocol. It is up, right? You have shared ventures as well with Uniswap, Upshift, Morpho. All of these particular situations are up, and they're adding to the TVA. They're contributing to the Monad infrastructure, which is beautiful. M Digital, that is an exclusive RWA platform as well. It is slightly down, but it is on the uptick up. It's looking great. Tokenized gold is actually available here on Monad as well. Tether gold, and I'm hoping we're going to get Paxos within the ecosystem as well. But those are tokenized metals that you have access to with the chain. Now, some more exclusivity. You have Kuru, which is up as well. almost 20%. That's another chain as well. You have a Pingu exchange as well. It's only on Monad and another chain. I believe the other chain that it's available on is Arbitrum. So that is up as well. Capricorn, that is the DEX, that is up. DeFi is booming. The actual TVL is real, guys. And I have to tell you, when you look at this graph, when you're looking at the actual time snapshot from the conception all the way up to this point, it's pretty healthy. We did get some dips, especially the one on February 6th, but we're back up. We're back up and we're looking good and we're rolling even. And I gotta tell you, when it comes to these metrics, when you look deep, and I could even go deeper than this, but we're gonna keep it short here with the TVL report. Everything is looking great. So with that being said, I wanna talk about one of the major advantages of this chain and what it's going to offer, not only interspace, but outside of the space when it comes to brick and mortar. Let's get into that. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about real world activity. I'm talking about transactions. We're talking about credit card transactions, point of sale activity, that solution that has not existed in the space when it comes to latency, when it comes to limitations with these previous blockchains. And I'm talking the ones that were built before Monad was actually launched last year in November. Let's talk about the solutions, because the Monad chain is a major solution when it comes to stablecoin card activity, the actual circle, everything that happens from the point of sale, from the point of you actually swiping the card to the actual settlement. Now, when it comes to real world banking, when it comes to Visa and MasterCard, that liquidity is on site. It is in the bank. Those finalities, those time frames are very, very low. The latency is very low. It's very quick. When it comes to blockchain transactions, using your actual stablecoin card, there's some issues there. And a lot of brick and mortar, they're starting to work around the chains. They're not going to actually build on top of them. So here comes Monad with an amazing solution, blazing speed, blazing ability to remain stable up under these high volume transactions, which is what you see in retail. Let's talk about what's going on here. So here's the solution, and I think it's a fantastic solution. It was pretty basic, but I think a lot of devs prior to the actual launch of Monad, I don't know if they're just lazy or just didn't care about this particular situation. But with that being said, I think this is a problem that needed to be solved. And these devs actually came with the solution. Now let's talk about the problem. Now the problem when it comes to stablecoin activity, when it comes to crypto being used in the real world, is the actual point of sale bottleneck that happens. You don't get that with Visa and MasterCard because a lot of the actual liquidity is on site. It's in the bank. So it's a very quick acknowledgement of the funds. They are there. And then that settlement happens very, very quick. This is why Visa and MasterCard, they're king. You know, these particular payment networks, they work very, very quickly because they exist outside of the space. I wouldn't say they're antiquated because they're still relevant, but here comes the actual new kid on the block. Stablecoins, right? Cryptocurrency. The only thing is there's a bottleneck. Now we're going to refer to this blog because there's some actual information that I want to get correct when it comes to not only the comparisons of block time and transaction finality with Stellar, Solana, and Polygon and other blockchains as well, which we're not going to get into those. We're going to keep this short. But when it comes to the actual block time and the transaction finality, this is very important because when it comes to using your stablecoin and a stablecoin card within a retail outlet, you need these transaction circles to happen very quick, very, very low latency, and with the accuracy. And this is what you have here with Monad. You got block time that's 400 milliseconds. You have transactional finalities, which are around 800 milliseconds, guys. This is under load, okay? So we're talking sub-second finality times. This is what's needed, especially when you talk about what's going on in the background when you're using your stablecoin cards. It's not going to be as quick as just locating the actual liquidity within the bank, which is very, very quick because it's on site. When a stablecoin card is used, there's a lot of things that are happening in the background. I want to get into the actual flow because once you tap a stablecoin card, this is the problem that brick and mortar is having because you're seeing a lot of actual transactions that are taking too long, right? Due to the factors of Stellar or Solana or Polygon not being able to actually go through this circle quick enough within a sub-second environment. This needs to happen very quick. There's a lot going on here. Now, let's just go into this scenario. So you tap on your card, your stablecoin card, that actual network checks on-chain. It's going to check your on-chain balance. Now, that can be in a non-custodial situation. This is what's going to take time. This has to happen quick. And you have to understand, you don't have these issues with Visa and MasterCard because again, that liquidity is on site. It's in the bank, right? So let's get to the circle because you're tapping your card. The first thing the network is going to do is going to check your on-chain balance, which let's say is wrap BTC, okay? Or wrap Ethereum, whatever it is, or stablecoin essentially. That particular coin is going to be deposited into a lending protocol like Ava, all right? Now, at this point, the stablecoin is actually being borrowed against the collateral, okay? Now, here's the next step. All of this is happening in the background after you swiped your stablecoin card. Borrowed stablecoins are actually sent to the issuer's treasury after everything is validated. Now, here's another step that's happening with the stablecoin transaction. The purchase is then actually authorized after everything is checked. Now, we're talking about checking on-chain activity in a non-custodial basis. Sometimes it's going to be custodial, but most of the time it's going to be in a non-custodial situation. So you have all of this happening in the background on-chain. Can you imagine how long this would take with Bitcoin? Can you imagine how long this is going to take with Polygon, which those actual transaction finalities are north of 5 minutes? Solana, north of 5 seconds, right? Stellar, north of 5 seconds, right? So this is too long. This is taking way too long. What is required when it comes to brick and mortar is a sub-second finality time frame. And this is what you're getting with Monad. This is that actual solution that I'm telling you that's been provided here with this infrastructure. It's very fast. The finality, the transaction time is going to be sub-second. And this is what's needed to get all of what I just told you done, just within one swipe. And it's crazy how much happens with this stablecoin activity, with these stablecoin cards, because you're dealing with crypto. You're dealing with a lot of different types of crypto that can possibly be in that particular wallet that stablecoin card is actually attached to. So you don't have those issues with Visa and MasterCard because that liquidity is on site. It can be validated within the bank infrastructure on site. So it's very, very quick. So in a nutshell, this is what you have. This is a major problem with these stablecoin actual cards because there's a lot that's going on in the background. It needs to happen very quickly. And when you get this bottleneck that hangs up a transaction, that's not good for retail. This is why the previous stablecoin cards did not work. They were not feasible because the time frames were way past sub-second. So you have the solution that Monad is providing with not only really, really quick transaction times, I'm talking about when it comes to block time and transaction finality, the actual sub-second ability of this chain is so superior to the rest of the chains that are out right now. And it's very attractive to a lot of the actual brick and mortar, a lot of retail that is looking to not only actually bypass current chains, but actually build their own chains, their own situation that they can actually use so they won't have to deal with these antiquated systems. But you don't have that with Monad. You have a system that's going to be able to actually facilitate stablecoin card activity very, very quickly without the bottleneck. This is just one actual problem solving ability that this chain has, that it has been embedded with. All right, there are way more advantages to Monad that a lot of brick and mortar is going to be able to take advantage of. What do you think about the report? Let me know what you think about this advantage that Monad is giving stablecoin card users as well. I think this is phenomenal. Let me know about it, and I'll catch you in a live tomorrow, and I'll catch you in another video too as well. Take it easy.